Mr. Urban Phenom, dropping lyrical bombs. Niggas got heart, but no chin, Amir Khan. Always ready for war, I don't have to turn it on. I'm the best at what I do, and that's just being me. The devil's a lie. Alright, we back with another edition of the Swag Science. Now, in the first time in Swag Science history, I've been given the opportunity to do a rematch prediction video. Now, if you're familiar with my work, you know I did a prediction video for the first fight between Mike Alvarado and Brandon Rios. And back then, it was always a close competitive fight. I just gave the edge to Alvarado because I felt he was a bigger, stronger, more physically tested guy at 140. And I also said that Alvarado, in order for him to win, he needed to be the better fighter, impose his will and strength. And Rios, in order to win, needed to be the better boxer. But what actually happened in the fight was a totally opposite dynamic. Alvarado was the better boxer and Rios was the better fighter. Now, what I mean by Alvarado was the better boxer, he used his jab a lot to befuddle the aggression coming from Rios. He set the distance up beautifully. See, using the jab, those uppercut off the jab. Now he tries to do that little bullshit shoulder roll. He eats a little left hook, but he's not really pivoting enough when he does it. So he still takes the physical brunt force of Rios in those close exchanges. And you see, Rios is trying to box his way in there, but Alvarado keeps pumping the jab, and that allows him to set up combinations to really push Rios back. Because Rios isn't the best fighter when you got him going backwards. Now you see he's ripping good combinations, the hooks on the inside. But when they get on the inside, the difference is the type of punches that's landed. Rios has much better punching technique. He gets leverage on all his shots. He turns them over, throws from the waist, from the body. You really feel those shots. So even though he's not landing as much as Alvarado was, I believe he was doing more damage in the fight. And you really see it. See, that one right hand Rios just landed pushed Alvarado's head back. And the thing with Alvarado, he just couldn't keep the boxing up. The fight was competitive, of course, because Alvarado could fight good too. It's just the better technique prevailed, and that was with Rios. Tiger uppercut. But that was a good little uppercut by Alvarado. And that's what happens when Rios is too far and he's not moving his head, he's not jabbing on his way in. Now you saw that little combination Rios threw. All those were clean, flush, hard shots. Now Alvarado, when he throws his combinations, bam, good combination from Rios. Now the thing is with Alvarado, when he throws his combinations, he doesn't get leverage on all of his shots. They almost look like little keep away flurries. Although he's a heavy-handed dude, you're not really seeing the destructive force behind the punches like you see with Brandon Rios. Now, good work with the jab, but then he brings his hand down and he gets hit over the top. Good work with the jab. But Alvarado, he just couldn't keep it up. He needs to snap the jab and push the jab out. Step with it. Really send Brandon Rios backwards. See, Brandon Rios, people like to label brawlers and pressure fighters as having no defense, but Brandon Rios has a tight defense. He blocks a lot of shots and, you know, picks them off, just like that little flurry. And you see, as soon as Alvarado stopped throwing, Brandon Rios walks into him. Now he's up close and he can do all the damage he wants because Alvarado's not really fighting on the inside with him. You know, he's worn down a little bit now. And this with a greater technique just wins the fight for Brandon Rios. Now the stoppage was, we've seen worse, but Brandon Rios was giving it to him. And you know, you gotta look out for the fighters. I felt the ref could have let it go on a little longer, but I don't really have no problem with the stoppage. And hell, I picked Alvarado, so I can't really fault the stoppage on that. I thought it was straight. Now with this fight, I don't know if we're going to get a stoppage in this fight, because I see both fighters improving what they were good at, what worked for them. But as far as a decision, wow, I think I'm gonna have to go with Brandon Rios now. The reason being because I saw the light, meaning I saw how he was able to handle the 140 weight class. He fought a big, strong, physical, tough guy, took his best shots. He kind of ate too many punches for me at certain moments, but he weathered the storm, and he just kept on his ass. He just really just wore him down, and he was landing good concussive shots all over this dude. The thing is with Brandon Rios, he just has to do a little, he just has to improve his approach with what he's already doing. Meaning, I like to see him jab a little more, go to the body. And for Alvarado, he needs to tighten up his boxing if he really wants to beat Brandon Rios. And what I mean by tighten up his boxing, he can't drop his hand after the jabs, because that's just inviting Rios for an overhand right over the top of the jab. And he can't just throw 3 little pity-pat jabs and then pull his hand back and just wait for Rios to come in there. No, after you throw those double and triple jabs, you throw the right hand to the body. You know, just kind of diversify his attack. A lot of times, Brandon Rios would just walk in on Alvarado because he knew Alvarado would throw like 3 or 4 bullshit jabs. He'll drop one of their hands, or he won't pivot back, or, you know, fight in a circle like you taught from the basics. And he knew nothing would come back, so Brandon Rios would be right in his grill, throwing a fucking uppercut or a hook or whatever. That's what Alvarado needs to do. Alvarado has the strength to fight with Brandon Rios, but he was wrong in trying to do so in the first fight too much. Even though I was saying that I thought he should do it, but that's the thing. We all are experts before the fight happened. We don't know how the fight's gonna go down until they get in the ring. So I feel it'd be in his best interest to box an aggressive fight, but keep away from having a war. Now, a good example of this, and just a recent example, if you saw the fight with Soto Karas and Selchik Aiden, my bad if I mispronounced his name. But that was a perfect example of a guy who could bang with him, had a little power, and he's always into these little brawls. But he boxed, and he never gave Aiden that chance to really get in that war with him. Although we know he could fight him in a war, and the fight would have probably been a lot more entertaining, even though it was still entertaining. You know, he still gave himself the best chance to win. And Alvarado's gonna need to just box a clean, effective fight. War when you have to, let them hands go when you have to, when you're pushing Rios back. But then protect yourself at all times, put your guard up, circle, move back, let him reset, and then you fire off the jab. You know, just improve the things that worked for you in the first fight. And, you know, same thing really goes to Rios. Rios doesn't need to be standing in front of Mike Alvarado taking damn 5-punch combinations just to land one haymaker. Nah, man, like, yo, educated, you know. Double jab, right hand to the body. Just do what you're supposed to do. Get into your opponent's grill. Let your hands go. You the better fighter in this, bruh. So that's what you need to do. So with that said, I want to say Brandon Rios by a late knockout, but I think he's going to get it by like a decision. I see this fight going the distance here. But I wouldn't be surprised if there's a knockout. So I'm going to go ahead and just say Brandon Rios by decision. Because I think Mike Alvarado is going to fight a little smarter, but I still think Brandon Rios is going to wear him down and break him down and get just the most out of those punches and exchanges. Now, as far as the actual fight, I think the fans are going to be treated to another all-action affair. It's going to be another back-and-forth brawl that we all enjoy. I know this is the swag science. We all talk about that. Technical finesse, sweet science, all that blah 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 bullshit, but it's gonna be a good, nasty, raw down fight, and that's what we want sometimes. But the only difference I see in this fight is I think it's gonna be a lot closer, where neither guy is gonna be too far from the other. You know, when we're talking about scorecards, I don't see anybody really coming back. I think it's going to be just highly contested to the end, but where Brandon Rios just wins clearly. 7 rounds to 5 type of decision. But Alvarado there all the way, doing enough to survive in the little tight moments, the little crucial, critical moments in the fight. With that said, Brandon Rios by decision. I'm still working on the Nito Donaire and Rigondeaux Swag Science prediction video. That's like been the most requested video since like last year. So I'm gonna drop that on y'all pretty soon. And if you enjoy listening to the little songs that be in the intro in my videos, just go ahead and check out the little SoundCloud page or the mixtape link in the description box. This is the Swag Science, hoodallstars.com. 1.